The judge in President-elect Donald Trump's hush money case will make a big ruling today on how to proceed following the election. He could choose to uphold the ruling, order a new trial, or throw out the conviction entirely. Good Day's Robert Moses is live in Lower Manhattan with more, and it appears the president-elect is also moving forward with putting together his administration no matter what happens. Robert?
He sure is, Dan, and he's doing it at a fairly rapid pace. You'll remember that every day of this trial was somewhat of a media circus as the former president came and went from this courthouse. Well, a lot has changed since then, namely a landmark Supreme Court ruling in July and, oh yeah, the election last week that makes the former president also the future president. So how will all of these factors sway the judge here, if at all? Judge Juan Merchan says he will issue a written opinion today on whether to throw out President-elect Donald Trump's conviction on 34 felony counts of falsifying business records and either order a new trial or dismiss the indictment altogether. If Merchan allows the conviction to stand, sentencing is set for 2 weeks from today, although legal maneuvers could delay that. The president-elect faces penalties from a fine or probation to up to 4 years in prison. He and his lawyers argue that the Supreme Court's ruling in July granting former presidents broad immunity for official acts, that is, steps they take as part of their duties as president, bars some of the evidence the prosecutors used during the trial, which centered on a $130,000 payout to porn star Stormy Daniels, who claims to have had an affair with him, an allegation he denies. On the other hand, prosecutors contend the Supreme Court decision provides no basis for overturning the jury's verdict since, they argue, the conviction revolves around unofficial acts pertaining to his personal life. The judge delayed a ruling until after the election, he said, to avoid any appearance that he was trying to influence the results. Voters delivered President-elect Trump a resounding victory, and in the last week, he has moved to fill his cabinet. He has selected Florida Senator Marco Rubio as Secretary of State, according to multiple reports. Former Long Island Congressman Lee Zeldin, who voted against certifying the 2020 election results and in 2022 ran unsuccessfully for New York governor, has been tapped to become the administrator of the Environmental Protection Agency.
We have the ability to pursue energy dominance, to be able to make the United States the artificial intelligence capital of the world, to bring back American jobs to the auto industry, and so much more.
The president-elect picked Florida Congressman Michael Waltz to be National Security Advisor, and Stephen Miller, a hardliner on immigration, will serve as Deputy Chief of Policy. Back to today's ruling. If the judge were to order a new trial, that trial likely will not take place during the president-elect's term, and the ruling today could come at any time, so we'll be watching. Live at criminal court this morning. Dan, back to you.
Robert, thank you very much.